Hi everyone, I'm Cheryl and I'm coming to you today from my mother's kitchen. I want to talk to you today about smoothies that move you. Yes, I mean constipation. As you can imagine, as we age, certain body functions tend to slow down. It becomes harder to go, or we don't go as often as we used to. Recently I had some health challenges, and as a result I had to completely change the way I eat. I found out that I'm severely allergic to mold, as well as food intolerant to corn and corn derivatives. Because of that, I had to change my diet because corn and its derivatives are in pretty much everything. Soaps, lotions, medicines, food, obviously packaged food, but fresh food that you get at the grocery store, like vegetables, fruits, meats, and milk, they're all processed with these corn derivatives. So I wanted to make this video because one of the unexpected byproducts of this change that I made in my diet is that my lifelong battle with constipation pretty much ended. I have gone from going once every 2 or 3 days to now at least once a day, and sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. So for me, it all started with breakfast, and so that's what I'm going to talk to you about today, some of my favorite breakfast smoothies. Before we do that though, I'm going to show you some of the ingredients that I'm going to use today. First off, we're going to start with whey protein powder. This is the brand I use. It's called, there you can see it, it's called Terrace Whey. It's organic. It's got 20 grams of protein in it for serving, which for me is a third of my protein requirements right there. It's gluten-free, and if you look on the back, the ingredients are an organic dairy whey protein concentrate, organic cocoa powder, organic stevia leaf, and organic sunflower lecithin. So it's GMO free, it's RGBH free, it's gluten free, and you know, the thing that I like about whey is that it's really easy to digest, and you know, as we get older, our digestive juices become less, they weaken, and so you want good high quality sources of protein that are very easily digestible, and whey protein powder is definitely one of those. This is my brand. I love this brand. I get it at Sprouts. You can also find it online. A quick note for any of you who may not tolerate dairy, or just prefer to be dairy free, I've heard really good things about hemp protein. I don't have any right now, but again, it's got a high digestibility and a lot of fiber in hemp seeds. It's not no. It's made from hemp seeds, and there's a couple of brands that I've seen online that I actually am going to check out at some point. So I figured I'd mention them to you as well. There's Ruth's, what's it called? Organic sprouted hemp, flax, and maca. And the ingredients in that one are certified organic hemp protein, certified organic sprouted dehydrated flax, and certified organic maca. There's also another brand that I've seen at my local Sprouts market, which is where I get most of my vegetables and things. Not vegetables, but my protein powders. And the other brand that I've seen there that also looks really good is called Manitoba Harvest Organic Hemp Pro Powder. It comes in a variety of flavors, and the ingredients in that one are also organic hemp protein powder, organic palm sugar, and organic vanilla flavor if you get the vanilla flavored one. Both of those are 100% organic. They're both available online at shoporganic.com, as well as, like I said, the other one I've seen at Sprouts, and it's probably available at Whole Foods or that type of market as well. All right, the next thing that we want to talk about is, oops, there we go, yogurt. It's organic, it's plain, it's whole milk, That's right, full fat yogurt and dairy. That's the only dairy that I eat. And the reason that I put yogurt in my smoothies is because it has probiotics and enzymes that help you to digest the dairy, like lactase, which is often processed out of lower fat milks. You need fat, you need high quality fat in your diet because it helps you to digest the nutrients in the fruits and veggies that we're going to put in these smoothies. It also makes you feel full. You have satiety, so that you're not hungry 2 hours after you've eaten. This keeps you going 3-4 hours at least until lunchtime. This is also, make sure that when you get your yogurt that it's unfortified, and the reason, as well as any whole milks that you buy as well, and the reason is because the FDA requires dairy producers to fortify lower fat milks with vitamin D, and they often fortify all their milks that way. And the problem is that getting this vitamin D into the milk requires an oil-based carrier, and the only oil-based carrier that's available is corn oil. They also throw in, combine the oil with a couple of other corn derivatives, one of which is propylene glycol. So yeah, that includes organic milks as well. They have, if they're fortified, they have corn, and they have corn derivatives, GMO corn derivatives in them. So if you're trying to avoid GMO foods, you've got to be careful, even with your organic foods. This Strauss yogurt has organic whole milk, organic sweet cream buttermilk, and living yogurt cultures. That's it. No sugar, no added sugar, and it's, like I said, it's organic. The cows are grass-fed, and this particular one is non-GMO verified. So I love this, and the taste is really, really good too. Aside from everything else, I love Strauss's dairy products. They make milk and ice cream and a bunch of stuff, and they're available here on the West Coast, pretty much everywhere in your better foods type market, like that's I got at Sprouts as well. But I'm sure there are other local dairies across the country. Just look for it. Like I said, whole milk, organic, plain. And finally, the last thing I want to talk to you about, you're going to see me putting, okay, let's get a good picture here. There we go. Acai berry juice in my smoothies. This particular brand is made by Aloha Acai. It's available at bioinnovations.net, a great website that I trust to get things like this, as well as any supplements that you might need. This particular one, the reason I like this brand so much is because it includes the pulp and the skin and the seeds. The whole acai fruit is in here, and there's no sugar and no preservatives added. You've seen a lot. You can see a lot of, and it's organic. Oops, there we go. And it's got the organic seal on it. You see a lot of these in grocery stores, and you often have sugar in them. So we don't need that. You just need the goodness. And this bottle, if you buy it at BioInnovations by the case, it's $20, and that's cheaper than you're going to find it anywhere else. You can find acai juice like this in your better grocery stores, but it's going to cost you somewhere a little under $40 for a bottle like this. Now granted, that's expensive. $20 is expensive, but you only need an ounce or two a day. And acai berry juice is a berry that comes from Central and South America. It's one of the highest foods that score in ORAC values, or it has high antioxidant. That's how you measure antioxidant levels. It's even higher than, much higher than blueberries. And research is exploding on this berry right now, showing that it's increases your cognitive levels, boosts immunity, has positive preventative cancer properties. So that's why I include it in my diet every day. So that's it. I'll be back in a second and we'll start making some of my favorite smoothies. Thanks, and I'll be right back. All right, let's make some smoothies. You know, I used to eat cold cereal and low-fat milk every morning for breakfast, which was fine. It was organic cereal, but cereal is a dead food. Now I eat live foods, fruits, vegetables, nuts, yogurt like we talked about. And so we're going to start off. I've got in this measuring cup 2 ounces of the acai puree that we talked about, and 4 ounces of filtered water. This is going into the Vitamix. The next ingredient that we're putting in is my secret ingredient, figs. We have a fig tree. I have a fig tree in my yard, and for years I didn't know what to do with it other than making jam and giving it away to my neighbor. And then it suddenly occurred to me, figs, why not put them in smoothies? And I did, and look at this. There they are, so beautiful, right? Gorgeous. Okay, we're gonna put figs in, going in. I'm also gonna put in 2 scoops of protein powder. This is a chocolate flavor, which, yeah, I love it. And it goes with all these fruits and berries, especially the acai, which also has kind of a chocolate flavor with it. So that's going in. I buy my fruits and vegetables from farmers markets, with a couple of exceptions, and I do that in order to avoid the citric acid sprays that they, you know, wash the fruits in when you get them at the grocery store. The one exception, however, is bananas. Unfortunately, we don't grow bananas here in Southern California, so if I'm going to get it, it's going to have to be, I'm going to have to, you know, buy it in the store. Fortunately, it doesn't upset my allergies, so that's great for me. The other thing I'm putting in is I've got some strawberries here. These are frozen. I bought them, you know, in season in the spring and froze some so I'd have them now. And last but not least, I've got some blueberries here, and those are going to go in. Okay, so that's it for the fruit. Then the next ingredient that I'm putting in is my kale. I forgot to get a spoon. Hold on. I'm back. I got my spoon. I'm just going to put a big healthy dollop of kale puree in here. And basically this is, I took a bunch of kale and plunged it in boiling water for about a minute, took it out, threw it in the Vitamix with a little more fresh water, and pureed it. And I put it in smoothies. I put a big dollop on it in my dog's dinner every night. I can put this on salads, you can put it in dips. There are tons of things that you can, you know, use this for, and I love it, and I always have some either in the freezer or in the refrigerator. All right, that is all the ingredients for my first smoothie. Put the lid on, get this on the Vitamix. There we go. It's set on 20 seconds, and away we go. I'll be back. I'm not going to make you listen to this whole to this thing. I'll be right back when it's done. And it's ready. Here we go. I like my smoothies kind of thick, so look at that. Look at that. This is enough for one person. I'm going to come in really close so you can see how pretty that is, right? And it's really thick and rich and filling. Perfect. That's smoothie number 1. All right, here's smoothie number 2. This is actually for people who don't want to use protein powder or don't have any, or just want to use what you have on hand if you don't have any. So this one's not going to have that, but it's a very similar idea to what you just saw. So starting off with a little, about an ounce of acai added to 4 ounces of water. And you can really just eyeball this after a while. I've got my fig, and for those who don't have access to fresh figs. Dried figs work just as well. You can either throw them in dried or, you know, reconstitute them in a little water in your refrigerator overnight, whatever you prefer. So figs in. The other thing I'm putting in this time is I've got 2 tablespoons of rolled oats. I'm going to put those in for fiber and protein. My favorite indulgence. This is cocoa powder, Trader Joe's cocoa powder, and I'm putting in a nice heaping spoonful of that because I love me some chocolate. Okay, then the rest of the fruit is the same as before. I always use a banana, and I always use some kind of berries. This goes really good with raspberries, but I don't have any right now, so I'm putting in blueberries. You can use any berry you like because it's kind of in season, so I'm sure they're around. So the berries are in. I'm putting in about 1/2 cup of plain whole milk, organic yogurt. Okay, that's about 1/2 cup. Again, you can just eyeball it. And then, last but not least, we're going to add some kale to this, just like we did the last one. Oh, I almost forgot. This is not as sweet as the protein powder version because that one has stevia in the powder. So you can either go just like this and it's yummy, but if you want a little extra sweetness, I have a date right here. So I'm just going to cut this in a couple of pieces. You probably don't even need to do this. You probably just throw it right in and throw that in. Okay, again, this smoothie will serve one. I'm going to put the top on it, make sure that I didn't forget anything. Cocoa powder, oats. No. Okay, here we go. On to the Vitamix. Again, it's set on 20 seconds. And away we go. It's done! And it's beautiful. All right, take the top off. There we go. Here's the glass. And look at how thick that is. Perfect. This is taste. It has a little more tang than the last version, but it's really, really good. Okay, that's it. I think I'm going to take my smoothies now and go deep condition my hair. Have a great day, and tune in for my next video, which is going to include one of my favorite smoothies, peach ice cream smoothie, which is a breakfast smoothie, and a lunchtime green smoothie. See you then. Bye.